What is going on, everyone? My name is Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology retold action, spawning in the top of the map in the blue color, playing as Ra. His name is Jollyman. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Hades. His name is Suppe, the Soup Meister, coming at you with another very, very sexy build order here with his Hades. He's already gotten the temple started, cooking that one up quickly with 3 villages there. He's already got that lumber camp down the bottom. A little bit far away from being able to afford his upgrade, but he's going to be getting a lot of favor in. And I guess once he has the food villages on food here, he's going to be able to now start just putting villages over onto wood. And he does a little bit of a transition here for the speed of it all, but transition his villagers over to wood, put another couple of villages onto favor, shoot up to a very, very fast Vault of Erebus, which does slow down his classical age ever so slightly, but he's going to get a lot of income from this. Now, Jollyman on this side, he's opened up with Fast Monument. He's empowering that monument up such that he's going to be able to hit that mining camp and the food here as well, allowing the obelisk builder of his own to wander around the map. Now you can see he's already spotted one town center. This is literally the best obelisk you can possibly drop for a first obelisk, because you see exactly what your opponent's option is here, and that also gives you a little bit of information as to where to head next. Because if you see that settlement, well, you know that it's going to, well, there's not going to be a settlement back here or anything. You know where your opponent's base is in a way. And you can start shuffling around to the other side here to spot where the other town center is, the other settlement on this map. So I really, really like this very aggressive priest here from Jollyman. It's going to allow him to open up with some barracks units, barracks units with Wadgets or Sphinx, and start to put some real pressure onto a naked fast-looking town center if Soup wants to go for that. Looking at Soup's map here, let's see what he sees to just see if we can figure anything out. He's got himself some nice elephants actually on this town center. So this one is looking really nice. He's got back giraffe over here as well. If he grabs this town center here, he can actually get sentinels up, plus maybe a wall or something over here. And it can be very, very challenging to deny this hunt while also eating this hunt to kick the game off. On top of that, there's also a gold mine over here. So this town center is just insanely good. But Soup has missed that, so he doesn't really know what's going on over there. However, a little secret is you can kind of start to use what you see on your opponent's side of the map to gauge what you've got. So you see a gold mine over here, town center here, or settlement here. Now this could be this gold mine over here, but if he comes around onto the other side and sees a similar thing, gold mine with a town center, this is probably going to mean that you've got the same, because your opponent's got both of that. So you can kind of use that to your own advantage there, as an obelisk comes up onto this position here for Jollyman. And we'll see what he's going to go for here, as Athena is the god of choice for Soup. Whereas over here, we've got that Ptah coming through for Jollyman. Another monument coming down onto this position as well. A little bit on the later side. He's got a lot of villages on wood, so he's going to be open up with some Wadgets here, as we do in fact see the villages of Soup making their way over. He's dropping a village center here. This is kind of a bit of a wild idea. Now, at my core, I want to say this is kind of a good idea, but the fact of the matter is this is being spotted. Now, if this doesn't get spotted for a significant amount of time, it's actually okay, because your opponent's not really going to be sure what you're doing. But as Jollyman sees this, yeah, he's going to know what to do. Now, he's already got 2 Wadgets out. We've got a couple of spearmen coming through, and he could shifting sands onto this, but there definitely could be a couple of heroes sitting here, which he just doesn't know about. Now, there's not, but if he spots them somewhere on the map, we see a Minotaur over here, the Toskopos over here. There's just no heroes out for Soup. So Jollyman could have gone for shifting sands here and actually caused a lot of problems to Soup, but fortunately for Soup, that doesn't happen, and he's going to be able to start producing those villages. He's on 1.75 town centers to just the 1 town center now, so significant advantage for the economy to cook up here. The problem is your opponent knows this is here, and as good as having a town center or a garrison thing is on top of this hunt, the town center doesn't shoot without anything being garrisoned into it. So one way you can get around this is by sending an Ajax over to just garrison into this village center and just hang in here. And if you're any unit sort of runs into attack, it's going to take damage. So that's a good way to kind of turn your Ajax early into a sort of really, really useful defensive tool. As we see Ajax coming out, a couple of spearmen are going to be walking forward here, definitely inside that village center. They could go. You can't use sentinels. Oops, maybe I should. Oh, it's okay. You can't use sentinels on this spot. As you see the spearmen now getting a decent amount of damage here. Might lose one of them. There he goes. So nice little snipe there, but a couple of villagers idled for that spearman. How much is that worth? I don't. Close to 70 resources, maybe. I mean, what is this? 8 villagers getting idled in this spot for, let's say, 10 seconds. That's like 80 resources, right? So I don't know if it was exactly that or not. As the Wadgets come through, a little bit of a slow reaction from Suppe. The villager might be dead there. I believe 3 shots from a Wadget is enough to actually take that villager out, and that is exactly the case. As the Ajax in the front here probably could be now sitting very forward to try and push those Wadgets back. As we see Military Academy coming up, that's another dead villager there. 2 shots there to make sure of it as well. And now Suppe, he's in a lot of... I wouldn't say he's in a lot of trouble right now because the town center is only now just going up. There's a significant amount of villager advantage cooking up for Suppe, but that's only going to last so long. So he's got to be very, very proactive with these units. Achilles in the front, Ajax in the village center would be a really, really nice way to play around this, just so that the Wadgets can't push forward, can't hit this position. And Jollyman, he actually makes, I would say, somewhat of the correct play to be pulling back here. He knows that if he stays a little bit too far forward with the Wadgets, and he gets caught out, he's going to lose them all. So he has to pull back. He's just invested in a bunch of resources into the town center. There could be a whole bunch of units coming. He doesn't know. So he's going to pull back and just sort of assess the situation a little bit. Suppe, however, he's going up through to the next age. He doesn't want to play it out in the classical age. So the actual pressure could have been actually quite immense here from Jollyman, though maybe the Achilles at this point with only a handful of spearmen might be enough to just break forward. One thing here that Jollyman could have done to get just that little bit more pressure in is have this priest forward and have an obelisk up over here. And then he can see exactly what his opponent's got, and he can continue to keep going in. Anytime you've got map control as Egyptian, as Greek, as Norse, as Atlantean, I recommend trying to get more vision on the map, whatever that means, whether that's Pegasus, getting a building up forward with the Norse, Atlantean setting an oracle in onto the offensive position to just have that line of sight of what your opponent's doing. All these things seem really, really useful whenever you've got that map control, whenever you've got the advantage. And then when you lose it, make sure you remove those units if you can from the position. Nonetheless, archery range coming up, double archery range here. We see some walls coming through as the spearmen will be able to deny this ever so slightly. So a little bit baiting on this one. Does manage to get out of here without losing anything, but he does need to finish off that wall. And I mean, at this point, villager differential pretty close to equal. The question, I think, is how much would this have done if he was on this town center? Because then he would have had sentinels here. It would have been a lot better for him. But would he have been open to a shifting sands with your opponent having that obelisk there? Maybe. Don't know. We'll have to wait and, well, we have to watch this a million times over to sort of work out what's better or what's not better. Apollo coming through here for Suppe inside of the village center. Another reason why the village center isn't as bad, I think, as a lot of people think, is that you can go to the heroic age, mythic age through the village center, which effectively is like, that's villages lost that your opponent is also going to be losing in the game, but you got the town center or the village center in a position where you wanted it, and your opponent had to take the settlement that they got given. Nonetheless, the town center that has been grabbed is pretty good. It's close to a gold mine, so it's not a big deal. Now, if we take a look at now what Suppe's doing, one thing that he's really not getting out onto the map, and he does have a Pegasus actually, so it's speaking a little bit too soon. He doesn't really know what's coming for him at the moment. Pegasus sitting at the side. I want to see the Pegasus kind of jumping forward here. Does he see the town center at the very least? Yes, he does. So let's see what he's seen. He sees a barracks. He sees town center farms, rain as well. He knows that's in. But just seeing the army, seeing what's here is really, really good. See that shifting sands coming through. Soup a little bit late on the reaction. We'll be losing a villager there to the Wadget spit as the Achilles are going to be charging forward here. Now the Wadget's actually in a bit of a rough position as Soup's going to be able to grab that town center up for himself. But nice snaring onto the Achilles here to slow the damage down considerably. Ajax here on hot pursuit is a little bit of miss micro from Soup here as now he has to move forward yet again. Can the Ajax actually get himself any sort of damage? The differential in the speed here is, you know, it's significant. It's 4.3 to 3.8. Once you touch the Wadget, it seems like the Ajax is going to be able to take it out quite quickly, but he's charging very far forward. Gets another kill here, it looks like. Well done, as now the Toxotes making their way forward. See another Wadget falling. A couple of slingers going down onto this position as well. As the villagers all coming around over here. We've got that Migdol stronghold coming up for Jollyman, as well as the Ajax sneaks in here to attempt to take out the Wadget on the back. Slingers getting some damage done onto the Toxotes as Soup maybe overstaying his welcome here. Gets the final Wadget taken out, so he's limited the myth unit ball the Jollyman was building very, very nicely. Also, Chiron out here as well to get some serious damage onto, say, Pitsukos or anything else. But it's time to pull back and start thinking about what the next play here is for Soup. He's now got himself, I would say, a significant advantage. He just picked off a lot of Wadgets, got himself some advantage here. So where to next? One idea would be to simply just slap a fortress down in the center, claim this settlement in the middle, claim this one over here. He's onto these elephant over here, potentially slapping walls down up onto this spot over here, just to ensure that all his villages are nice and safe. We see there's some camel riders coming through. He's going for an underworld play onto this position here very, very early. Snipes off one villager as the rest of the villagers will be bailing. I don't know exactly how much damage this is getting done because a Jollyman is getting exactly the same amount of damage done to Soup with only 3 camel riders on this position here. As Soup now has to come and react up to the raid, still sending villagers over here. Some very, very nice kills. This is really, really important for Jollyman to try and sort of get back into this game, so to speak. As the villager's going to come back up to the elephant. Soup on the chase here. He does have a lot of Toxotes for the time being. As the camel riders coming back up, the double Migdol strongholds coming through. Underworld passage just about to finish up. I would not be thinking about moving forward through that underworld passage, but he's going in as 100 HP remaining. Restoration onto this one to try and get the underworld passage back up to full HP. Nope. I see the units just retreating. Underworld passage, 95 HP. Going to slowly start getting taken down by the Migdol strongholds and everything else. And Soup, I think he's done the dash. I think he's done the damage here. I think he needs now to just control the map, get fully walled up all over the place, and also maybe get himself stone walls as well. So these things here are very, very important to deal with the mid game. As we see an attempt here into the center for Jollyman. He's got a Migdol stronghold coming up over here. The army right now for Soup is really strong. He needs to put pressure on to this position. He's also got restoration here as well. Wouldn't be a terrible idea to just run straight through this locust, click restoration, and attempt to deny this Migdol stronghold, because this position here for Jollyman is really, really good. There's both players floating quite a bit of resources. Jollyman actually floating 3,000 resources in the bank at the moment. He's got himself a lot of wood that he can sell as well. Lots of food has already been sold in this matchup. I think it's because of the rains. Does he use 2 rains? Yeah, 2 rains. How many farms does he actually have? 17? 22. He's got 22 farms here. That's a lot of farms. And now we see Osiris clicked up for Jollyman, and I'm starting to get a little bit scared for Soup here. Now, Son of Osiris is a big, big unit, but this is a lot of time, which Soup is floating resources at the moment, not getting up to full population. He could be at 200 or 190 population here with full houses and everything else. And he could be applying pressure onto this position and actually pushing Jollyman back. But he is sort of really taking it slow here. He's getting the Petropolis out onto this position to try and take out this Migdol stronghold. It actually does a decent amount of damage, but with a priest empowering up the Migdol, you've kind of got to get a little bit more aggressive here. A couple of Manticores as well is going to be a huge amount of value on this fight as Soup charges forward, taking villagers out. Manticore needs to be going after these units onto this position here. That Pitsukos there getting some good damage done as well. Still restoration available for the time being. But both players floating a lot of resources, not really getting all the units out that they can at the moment. So now we're seeing some Peltash transition to try and deal with the Chariot Archer Slinger shenanigans here. As the wall's coming up for Soup. And he does have a little bit of defense onto this position for the time being. And how many archery ranges does Soup actually have? He's got himself 6 archery ranges and only 2 military academies. I'm not sure at the moment, I'm not sure if the hoplites are actually that useful, but definitely getting out a whole bunch of range units here makes a lot of sense. And maybe even getting out some stables for Prodromus here. He's now going to start getting raided into the ground by Jollyman, who's all over him at the moment. As Mythic Age now coming through. Still lots of resources in the bank here for Jollyman at the moment. As the hoplites coming in to try and get some good damage onto this position. The Peltash are in to take out those Chariot Archers at the right side of the map here. So nice control from Soup. But now Son of Osiris is on the way. And I don't think that Soup can take these fights anymore against this unit. He does not have the army to take out a Son of Osiris at the moment. Restoration gets dropped down. He's going to stay onto this position. If he can target the fortress at the very least onto the Son of Osiris, get some good damage done. You see the Peltash trying to take out the Son of Osiris, but this is kind of like using Terma to take out a Son of Osiris. It's just not really going to be working out all too well. Now Soup up to 4 military academies as he sees all of these heavy camel riders. Dealing with heavy camel riders, if you actually fight them with the hoplites, you know, it's very good. But the problem is that the camel riders, they've already got 6 speed, and they're going to go up to 7.2 speed very fast, which means they get to dictate when they want to take a fight and when they don't want to take a fight. So they can just leave, go to a different position, fight there, leave, go to a different position, fight there, and all of a sudden, you're just up Struggle Town. So there's only really one option here to deal with these camel riders for Greek, which is the Prodromus. You also have to be thinking, how do I deal with that Son of Osiris there? Is now champion Chariots, champion Camel Riders, and Desert Wind is going to be coming through. As the hoplites still charging forward. They're getting some good value on this. Jollyman probably overstaying a little bit on this position with those camel riders, but look at the damage the Son of Osiris is doing here. Good control from Jollyman to keep the Son of Osiris alive. There still needs to be some sort of an answer here from Soup to deal with this unit. He's down to 300 HP, so he's traded decently. He's actually still trading pretty well at this point. We see our Petropolis out. I don't think it's a terrible idea to actually use this Petropolis on the Son of Osiris either. Like 28 range, and the Son of Osiris here, it's got, what, 58% pierce armor, so you're actually getting some damage done with this. 7.5 pierce damage per second. That's not terrible. Just definitely be using your siege to actually take out a Son of Osiris if you can. Even the catapult, not the Petropolis, the catapult, even the catapult, it's actually not terrible at taking out units. It's just, you'd rather it be taking out buildings, but in this case, it's the opposite. As we see the Camel Riders charging forward, they now got themselves that Desert Winds tech, as well as he's starting to gear up to full population. Soup here doesn't have himself this town center over here, hasn't got control of this position as Jollyman can freely just move over there, charging yet again underneath this Son of Osiris with the Migdol stronghold to help out as well, as Soup's army gets eviscerated yet again. Restoration coming down a little bit on the late side there. Artemis coming through now for Soup, which could be a little bit of a help for him, but in throwing away all of this army, he needs to rebuild it back up. As he's now clicked up to the Mythic Age, I don't know about this one. He's got some walls started up. I wouldn't mind seeing his entire base kind of walled in. He's got his home base walled up sort of nicely here as well, though there's beginning to be an opening here as well. But you've got to start worrying about now the Desert Winds Camel Riders. They're going to be coming in and sniping villagers all over the map. They move so obscenely fast, and Jollyman knows where villagers are with that rock. Great scouting from him there, using that one beautifully. So his Camel Riders can start sniping these villagers down, and every little bit of economy at this point seriously matters for Suppe, because he's now just about to hit the Mythic Age, which means he needs armory upgrades, he needs line upgrades, he needs economic upgrades. So there's just so much importance to the next couple of moments in this game as the Camel Riders swing down onto this position to take out the villagers over here as well. There's a catapult here for Jollyman, still trying to take out the middle. And he can actually use the catapult to take out the Metropolis. Does so much damage. Oof. Oof. And it's... Oh. I'm pretty sure you can juke the catapult. I don't think it gets... I don't think it gets ballistics. There's probably some very, very interesting micro shenanigans there. As the Peltas going straight after the Son of Osiris. They are starting to get that one down. It's down to 200 HP there. As Earthquake getting dropped down onto this position. Will be able to take out... Will he? Will the Migdol Stronghold fall? It does. Okay, Migdol Stronghold down. But at this point now, Suppe is in a lot of trouble. He does have himself out of Chimera for the moment, but he still has to deal with this Son of Osiris. Just still standing very, very strong there at 195 HP. As the villagers going to be swinging themselves up to the top right-hand corner of the map. Mining camp is already over here, over onto this position. The champion Camel Riders actually took out that village center there. Very nice decision. I mean, it's only got the same amount of HP basically as a military academy, so you can take it out really quickly if your opponent's not paying attention. But that village center definitely paid itself off in spades. Village centers, it's actually not a terrible building to throw down in the late game if you got the excess resources, because it's literally villager production. So if you ever get raided, say from champion Camel Riders, you can just get the villager back out basically immediately. Fortress coming up onto this position a little bit too late as the Camel Riders are here. The villagers, they do have themselves that hunting equipment, but you can see how little it matters as the army here for Suppe desperately trying to get over onto this position. As we were talking about a little bit easier, the things that Suppe needed to do when he had that advantage was just get walled up, because this is such a difficult thing to chase around the map. The Hoplites are in position over here to defend, so nice play to have them here. As the Camel Riders going after this gold mine, the Hoplites coming through here to try and defend. But Suppe is in a lot of pain now. He's getting himself champion infantry and champion ranged soldiers, but he still has to deal with the Son of Osiris. Now the siege works coming up as the middle town center could go the wayside of Jollyman anytime soon here. Now the big question is, if Jollyman gets this town center, which he very well might, is there a way for the 3-town center, Hades, to find a win in this position? Or is the game just over? Does he have himself the Venom? No, there's no, it's not in just yet. We don't have that Shafts of Play. This is the big technology for those archers. As he does charge forward, gets that flames underneath those chariot archers. No micro back from Jollyman, but does it matter? Another restoration down for Suppe. He's not at full population here. He does have the military equality, however, at this point. So it's a good fight for him to be taking as he's charging in here. Chiron going after the mummy onto this spot. Town center over here, 2,300 HP there. As the hoplites trying to clean up the villagers on the back, but Son of Osiris is still alive, still getting damage. Peltas coming in to try and take out some of those chariot archers as well, but the garrison micro here from Jollyman is working very, very nicely. Son of Osiris back onto this position here as well, getting some good value here. As Soup's army going to be pulling back. Over here we see some villagers getting sniped down as well, as he's going to be garrisoning into his town center. Son of Osiris pulling back to the fortified town center here for Jollyman. I mean, he's just got such an advantage. So much food in the bank. The one thing that Suppe has for him is he's got this corner of the map set up. But then again, Jollyman's got the bottom corner of the map as well. We do see some Manticore coming through, but they will get erased here against that Son of Osiris. That's another raid's coming back over onto this gold mine, and Suppe just can't get gold to save his life as these camel riders just immediately come through onto any spot on the map that is weak and just takes the units out, even underneath the town center for the time being. The town center does have crenellations, but still going to take a while to take down this many camel riders. And all of a sudden, Suppe drops down to 50 villagers here. And the camel riders can just simply leave and look to take another fight elsewhere. $5,000. It looks like Jollyman is saving up for the winter here, but the winter is not to come. No Fimble winter on the way here at all. There's all these Peltas getting caught out by the camel riders. The Son of Osiris in as well to get some damage done over there. And the rest of this army of Suppe and his chances in this game are getting erased as he does decide to tap out. GG, well played by Jollyman. Huge shout out to him. He is helping out over on the DoD YouTube channel. Very, very strong player, grinding the ranks. He's one of the OCEs born and bred, so power to us. But yeah, well played. Suppe here. Gonna have to get back to the drawing board in this one. Hades definitely has some trouble in this matchup. Just on the fact, I think you just have to get yourself completely walled in. And whenever the camel riders come through and knock on your walls, you just have to get those walls back up. Because if you're not going to go into prodromus, which arguably they don't beat the camel riders, and it costs a lot of resources to sort of chase them. These camel riders are now costing what? 400, 200 for food. So 600 resources plus whatever they are. Probably like 400 resources or 500 resources for the heavy. So it's not a lot of resources compared to 300 plus 500, like 600, 300, 600, and then 900 for your champion cavalry so that they can get in line with these bad boys. So you either have to kind of decide to go into prodromus or into cavalry with Hades against Egyptian, or get completely walled up to deal with these camel rider raids, because these just did so much damage. I mean, the other thing is you can maybe have some hoplites on your positions or maybe put all your villagers on one spot. I don't know. It seems like a very, very challenging position to be in. That being said, Suppe did drop a lot of units on a fight super early in against that Son of Osiris. Like, where is it? So Age 4 came in here, and you see that Suppe drops all the way down, and he's trying to take these fights, and Jollyman just is not losing in this position here because the Son of Osiris is just carrying him through. So maybe if he'd waited a little bit on taking a fight, maybe got a couple more upgrades in, he probably could have been able to be somewhat okay. But definitely getting that map walled up has to be the angle for Suppe to go here. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this game, please consider the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.